That's for previously on What Have I Done? I painted my Custodes and assembled them without reading the instructions and did it wrong. Let's fix that. So for when you guys get back in and when you see this video, hi, welcome back. I'm Tony the Tanker. And to celebrate 10,000 subs, I am painting my Custodes because Gray Knights aren't that popular anymore on the tabletop because of the new lore drop. But what can you do? Hello and welcome other guests. Nice to see everyone back. Nice to see you all. Hope everyone's had a great week so far. I am just glad the week is over. Just one of those weeks. So I guess we are going to get right back at painting here. So yeah, I guess going to find the gold. Finding some gold. I finally took a look at the instructions and figured out what I did wrong from last time. So we'll go from there. Pardon me. Let me just type this up in the comments real quick here. That volume, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm just having a great time doing this. So, Friday, Custodes, let's paint. What brush am I going to need? That is a detailing brush. I had a good brush selected here earlier. Where was it? My cornering brush. Oh man, I really need to get brush wax or something. This looks good. That'd be decent for doing a couple of light brushes on. All right. Yeah, this isn't going to get clipped at all. God. Put that in there. Let's drop some gold. Oh, man. I hope the weather has been better at everyone else's place this week because it has been shit here. Been cold as balls. That's why I'm wearing my nice thick sweater and my long johns under today. Oh, look at that. Eventually, maybe my cat will come back and she'll sit and chill with us. Until then, let's paint. In the meantime, I have just been sort of chilling, watching my favorite channel on YouTube, Jason Brandt. Does So Bad It's Good. I don't know if you guys love them, but I love those bad late 70s, 80s, and early 90s movies. Like the over-the-top, like Canon and PM Entertainment. And there goes a freaking... Oh, the cat's going to grab that later, probably. And I'll... Yeah, whatever. All right, let's go. Mixing up the gold. All right. It is late here. All right. Let's start by painting this guy's pants. I just went ahead and I glued all my guys' pants right to the stands because last time I was trying to paint them without the stands and I got more paint on my fingernails than I did on the actual models. So this week, let's try and prevent that much waste. Giving it a good mix up here. And let's get in there. 2 thin coats, they say. Except we are just going to slather that bitch on there. Oh, yeah, get in there. Mm-hmm. All right. What was that, wife? Yeah. My wife just said that's what she said. God, I love that woman. She's like me, but in female form. Both of our sense of humor stopped developing around the age of 12, so dick and fart jokes are basically the height of humor. That, and she's a lot fucking smarter than I am. Woman does medical lab stuff that I can't wrap my head around. She's amazing for that. Knows her shit. All right. Just gobbing that in there. I thought about priming them, but again, just didn't have the time. I think I might have thinned that out just a bit much. Just seems to be running right off, so we're just going to add a little bit more gold. Thicken that up. We'll see how late we can go tonight. Hello, viewer. Nice to see you. Just thickening up the gold paint because I made it too thin and it's just running off my dude's pants. All right. All right, let's try painting another pair of pants. I definitely want to try and get the shield captain at least mostly assembled today. Maybe the Vexillus Praetor. We'll see what happens. But in the short term, we're just going to gob that right in there. God, if I only knew what I was doing. But I do not. Tried watching a couple of videos to figure out how to do that. Hello, Sufla Walling, for the greater good. Oh. Every time I hear the greater good, I just oh, what's that movie? Freaking oh, I'm drawing a blank entirely, and it's like the best one of the freaking Coronado trilogy. Not Shaun of the Dead, not The World's End. I should know it. It's Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz. That movie. Great movie. Every time I hear the greater good, it cracks me up, man, because all I hear is those old British boomers. For the greater good. The greater good. The greater good. That and the gunfight in the end of that freaking movie was just hands down the best. Little old lady just whips off that blanket, whips out dual Uzis. Shoots the priest in the foot. Oh, God. Just reminds me of those great old canon movies. Oh, you like the Tau in front of you. The Tau in front of me? I don't have any Tau in front of me. I've got a Corgi. Working on some Custodes. Custodes pants. Not, I like the concept of the Tau. Great long range units, but I do most of my fighting up close. Actually, like I said, primarily I'm a Grey Knights player. Switching to Custodes due to the lack of, well, not to the lack of, but the fact that the Grey Knights just got a kick in the teeth when it comes to their lore, and now everyone hates them. Oh, so gold. So gold. Oh, that one's bad. Oh, well. It'll sort. Yeah, we are definitely going to try to at least get the shield captain together today. I would at least want to get his body. I want to get their bodies assembled today. That would be nice. No, you know what? I don't hate on, like, I love memes, but I don't hate on players for who they like their factions. Some of my friends like playing Tau. Some of my friends like, most of my wife likes orcs. My wharf, my wharf. Oh fuck me, God. My wife loves orcs, mostly because they speak in crazy Cockney accents and everything is powered by belief with them. That's what she loves. Oh yeah, I can't do Penn Griffey Jr. on stream. My bad. Hopefully they don't notice. No one report that. All right, let's touch these guys up because I was working on these guys last week and I had to separate a lot of their parts because I assembled them backwards, and that was not bonita, not bueno. Wog. Oh Lord. There we go. I definitely feel bonita after painting that on there. All right, let's get these pants doubled up. So, I hope you had a good week. What do I think of Necrons? I like Necrons. I really like Necrons. I don't like their new art. I don't know what it is about it. Um, like, I love the new lore. I hate the new art. Something about it just feels like it's tough to put into words, but it feels like that the new art for Necrons, it doesn't have the same weight behind some of the older like the older art, like from 8th edition and 7th edition. It, like in 9th edition, the art almost got maybe it looks too clean. But overall, I do like Necrons. I love the concept of Necrons because it's like, hell yeah. I like, to them, they may just think like the Imperium thinks they're filthy Xenos, but you know, whereas the Tau think that, oh shit, a dreadnought is older than our entire species. You know, the youngest Necron is eons older than the oldest living human, the Emperor. And to me, that's pretty baller because it reminds the Imperium that even though they dominate the galaxy at the moment, that they're still insignificant in the age of the galaxy. And that is baller. That absolutely just tickles my fancy when it comes to lore because it definitely adds to the world building about it. Like yeah, I'm an Imperium player and I'm an Imperium fan, but I do like being reminded that, you know, as badass as the Imperium appears, you know, there's things out there to remind them that they are still the little fish in a very big effing pond. And to me, that's key to world building because it just, wife also, hi sweetie. Yeah, you could be definitely conjuring. But yeah, to remind the Imperium that they are little fish in a big pond overall. Like even the Tyranids to that degree, although something about the Tyranids just feels contrived, only because um, it feels like every franchise has the Tyranids or a form of the Tyranid. Halo's got the Flood, StarCraft, the Zerg. Uh, oh, oh, what is it? Stargate's got the replicators. you know, everyone's got their version of the neck, or the Necrons, the Tyranids. But overall, like, I like the concept that, yeah, that the Necrons present, that there is a much older, more ancient, advanced species in the galaxy that, if they really wanted to, could just theoretically wipe the Imperium completely out, and there's not a goddamn thing they could do about it. Like that oculary in the on that one Necron world, where they could just crush little dots on it. Yeah, that too. That is also a good point. That they're basic Terminator. I don't know if you're censoring the words on there, but I don't have any control of that over on my end. So if y'all want to curse in there, um, it's YouTube Sandbox, and they auto freaking censor the tits out of it. So do with that what you will. Hello and welcome to all the new viewers that have popped in. We are painting Custodes because last week I assembled them incorrectly, and now I have to redo the whole shebang. I've got custodian wardens that I am painting to celebrate 10,000 subs, and thank you to all for those 10,000 subs. You're all amazing. That first coat is just not going on there with this one. Maybe it's because I'm too distracted running my mouth. That can be a problem, but it'd be kind of boring if I just sat here and painted in complete silence, like, you know, the old Necrons of lore where they didn't say anything. But I wish they'd do something about that art, because it does just look too clean. It's like I don't know. Like I get why the new a lot of the new Imperial units would look too clean, because they're basically brand new. But overall, I would like to see them try and dirty up the art a little bit, make it look a little bit more aged, and look like the dire situation that it actually pretends to be, which would be nice. I have got no idea what I'm doing here, if I'm doing any good or bad, but you know what? These ones from last week didn't turn out too bad. Could use a few more thin coats, but we'll get there. Because let's face it, it's going to look like a naughty toddler painted these when I'm done with them. Because my skill at art lies in making snarky comments and black and white pencil drawing. Because painting is not my forte. You should see how piss poor my ultramarine how piss poor my ultramarines look. Maybe I'll show them off on my next stream. I'll pull out my armies and show them off. Not that I like showing off, but I'm proud of what I've painted so far. I think everyone should be proud of what they're painted. Yeah, everyone should be proud of what they're painted. I won't take that away from anyone. But I think it is going to be time that let's see here. Let's throw the first thin coat on this. Uh-oh. Sounds. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Try to hear if the boy's coughing or if he's crying. Coughing. Okay. All right. Get that in there. Let's aim that light a little bit over so I can dry those off a little faster. It's a nice hot light, but she's bright. All right. Let's hope that thinner evaporates and... Oh no! What have I done? All right. First thin coat on the fronts. Thin coat. I am just pasting this on there. We'll do the details after I get some of these actually built. I'd like to at least get these first coats done, and oh, that is on there. All right. Yeah, we're definitely going to get that. All right. So I hope everyone's been having a great week so far. I know I've been, because I've been back at work. I've been bored off my tits, but it's still been a great time. So ain't nothing wrong with that. I've had too many jobs with too much responsibility. I like having zero responsibility, aside from the responsibilities that I call my fuck trophies, my children. They're great responsibilities to have. Yeah, probably see back there my kid's painting palette and her little painting station. She gets all of my little misprints from my 3D printer, and we paint those together on weekends when it's kind of quiet and not a whole lot going on, or I need to get out of my wife's hair for a few minutes. Halo franchise is more grim dark than 200 Worlds. Necron vehicles like the hover Terminator tank guy. Actually, I've got a whole video on Necron vehicles. And I am so blind, I completely mixed both of those comments up. Okay, Halo franchise is more grimdark than Warhammer. And Necron vehicle. Okay, so leak off first. Halo franchise, I wouldn't say grim dark, because grim dark is more of a. I would place Halo almost more in existential horror as opposed to grim dark, because they know their extinction is coming. There's not a damn thing they can do about it. That's what made Halo so horrific. You were literally like, no matter how hard you fought, you knew you were losing no matter what. Like you get to the game and you win, but you still lost. Like humanity lost. So I think that leans more towards existential horror than grimdark, because grimdark is more like, because it, like in Halo, even though humanity was losing and going extinct, on a lot of the worlds, they still lived like what Warhammer would consider paradise worlds, like absolute garden paradise worlds, in comparison to Warhammer, where, you know, you could wake up and literally look your boss the wrong way in the eye on the way to work, or accidentally bump some, Inquisitor on the way to Imperial Starbucks, and wind up getting turned into a servitor, where they just, and we've all heard, the description of how servitors are made. They zap all the hair off your body, put you in that suit. You don't get any freaking anesthetic. Or you could be, born as a bat-grown cherub, where you're instantly lobotomized at birth. As soon as you pop out of the vat, have wings surgically grafted onto you, and a couple of anti-grav units shoved into your gut. The Flood novels scare me. Yeah, but the Flood was the Flood, I guess, in reality would be absolutely terrifying, because the more it kills, the smarter it gets. But I don't know if it's just I'm desensitized to existential horror, because I've literally been reading it and immersing myself in it since I was literally old enough to read. So like 4 years old, like, where other kids were, my parents actually sent me to like, get tested and shit like that, because where other kids were drawing rainbows and sunshines, I was drawing the giant sandworms from Beetlejuice eating people, and drawing, Death the Grim Reaper, culling entire fields of people, because I was that weird little autistic kid, that was fascinated by death and horror. I wanted to watch Hellraiser 3 at 5 years old because the dude on the cover looked absolutely badass. So I'm kind of desensitized to existential horror in a lot of ways. Like, I don't find horror movies all that frightening. Like, I think maybe the last horror movie I found genuinely frightening was this low budget, I think it was maybe Hungarian or Bulgarian film. But at the very end, this devil comes out and like literally splits heaven, like opens the portal to hell over this freaking monastery. And it turns out that this cop that was investigating this monastery was being fed human body parts. Do I like W8 years later? Oh, 28 years later? I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen 28 years later yet. I am going to be, I got to go on a little bit of a high seas adventure. And it's going to be, I want to see it because 28 weeks later was awesome. 28 days later was pretty awesome. It was a great new concept because all we'd seen up to that point was stupid zombies, basically. Like, it was cool to see it something else. But I can't wait to see it because I heard it was actually pretty awesome. Warhammer crossover to Halo, Flood Infest Titans, Bane Blades. Yeah, I could see that being actually quite feasible, because the Flood can infect machine spirits because they can take over AI, which would be pretty baller. That'd be a pretty neat concept to see them do. Like, I know I'd be interested in reading it if you can, man. If you actually publish this stuff, Lee Ka, drop a link in the comments of this video after it goes live on my page, and I'd be happy. I'd actually be interested in checking it out because I love reading that shit. Because I spend a lot of time either nap trapped or just sitting around when I'm editing videos. I'll have something playing in the background, or I'll be reading something as I'm editing, or as I'm painting, just something to keep me occupied, because I'm weird like that, and I got 30 things on the go at once at any one time because reasons. And it'd be interesting to read some of that because I like the concept. Thoughts on living beings being living weapons like the Necron tank cover guy? I'm actually quite okay with that because my favorite franchise is the Bolos, and Bolos are in essentially like a mix of a living weapon. It's essentially a cybernetic tank the size of 6 city blocks that's capable of leveling an entire planet. And they're technically cybernetic because they can operate as an AI, or better if they've got a guy plugged into it. And to me, that's pretty awesome. And I've always considered Necrons like kind of like the super, like, if you were to take the Bolo universe and drop it into the Warhammer 40K, but make it humans, like if you were to place the actual Necron soldiers with humans, that would be the Bolo universe, like in terms of the weapons power, which is why I kind of really like them. But Bolos is just ridiculous. Any orbital assault might be useful. Yeah, especially with the later marks, like the Mark 34. The Mark 34, you're not getting within geostationary orbit of a planet. And they can literally pick off your drop pods and everything else out of the air, which is terrifying. Like, Bolos is one of those franchises that could, like, if they had more of them, they could definitely wipe the floor with the Imperium if they had more. but they didn't, so they couldn't. That's again one of those going to be tactical battle videos that I've got coming up in the future, which are going to be really, really sweet. I've got a great plan on those. That's going to be fun. But fun fact, I have also got the only Bolo lore channel in all of YouTube. It's the greatest channel. It's the best channel. There's no other channel like it. I don't know why I'm doing that. But yeah, Dino Chrome Brigade, DCC. Check it up on YouTube if you want. What's a Bolo? A Bolo is basically take a Baneblade tank, scale it up to 6 city blocks, make it crewed by one guy and one AI, and guns on it that could literally wipe out an entire Titan, like an entire Titan Legion in 5 minutes flat. Yeah, it's it was literally the gold standard for the most overpowered tank in sci-fi history. They are fantastic, and I love them to death. And Supreme Commander Cybran, they are my second favorite faction to play, mostly because I like I like the big spider mechs. BattleTech, yeah, that's true. That and pretty much that Terminator armor is basic bitch infantry armor in the Bolo universe, which I also found hilarious. That is one of those things I'm just like, oh, wow. So that's how that's going to be. I really suck at painting the inside of this guy's pants. We're going to have to get these guys some black underwear soon. They're getting gold. But, all right, which one of these is going to be my shield captain? I'm going to pick this guy. Yeah, that's going to be my guy for the shield captain. So we are going to toss another couple of coats on there so I can get the back glued on him. And then we will get his back glued on hopefully sooner rather than later. That reminded me of the TTS. Yeah, I love TTS. It's such a crying shame what GW's overzealous legal department did to them. That just makes me sad. The fact that they ruined so many individual creators. Like, if they could have gathered so much better goodwill with the community if they had just, let it continue like they had for so long, because it was bringing more and more people into the franchise. Transport of the Cybran. Oh, geez. It's been a couple months since I've played it, so I can't remember what it looks like off the top of my head. Geez. Yeah, I honestly can't recall what it looks like. To be honest, I can barely recall what the human faction or the main faction looks like either. I vaguely remember what the Seraphim looked like, but yeah, it's been a few months since I've played that. I've been on a Stellaris kick lately, mostly because I have been doing a few of the challenges on Stellaris where you do like the One Planet Challenge, Voidborn Challenge, Cybran is Cyborg. Yeah, again, it's one of those things where I haven't played it in a few months, so I can't remember off the top of my head what it looks like. I'm not immersed in it as much. Let's play Stellaris. Yeah, I definitely could. Right now, I've got I'm doing the Terran Imperium, and they are basically xenophobic, isolationist, and I am doing a lot of spying where I'm pitting all the other empires against each other. It's basically nothing. The whole challenge was to get up to the oh Jesus, the last crisis without engaging in war. Floating land battleship. Yeah, the big boys. I used to use the big boys a lot when playing. You know, get 6 or 7 of them going and just run them right into the base. Oh, kind of like the transports in oh, what's the name of that movie? Edge of Tomorrow. Good movie. Great movie. Those things were pretty crazy to look at too. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. Hey, once the thinner gets out of there, that actually thinned out kind of nice. Not chunky. Not bad. All right, yeah. So we are just gonna gob the crap out of this thin ass paint on there and let it dry. Success. Task failed successfully. I am a genius in my own mind. And now I've got to mix more paint because I am almost completely out. Yep, go me. Get that in there. All right, you know what? We'll let the gold ride out on that. Let's do some black and cake those guys up. Where did I put my paper towel? All right, I need my detailing brush. Where are you? There we go. Black. Where did I put my black? Dark gray, jet black. Right. So has anybody actually got any suggestions for decent horror movies? Aside from 28 years later, because that is actually next on my list to watch once I hit the high seas. Because having to pay for 9 different subscription services just to see movies. Ishi the Killer, seen it. I have seen a substantial amount of weird and very, not low budget, but let's just say unconventional horror movies. Not weird sick shit like, you know, 100 what is it, the 120 Days of Sodom or Serbian movie. None of that weird ass pedo shit. Well, there goes the monetization on this stream. But yeah, Korean horror. Me and my buddy Daniel, and when we were younger, just getting out of college, right before I joined the army, we used to watch a lot of Korean horror movies because he hated the American remakes. I hate the American remakes. They're all just terrible. Over reliance on CGI. I love my practical effects. But I love movies like Midsummer, like Father Like Son. We'll check that one out. Like Midsummer was crazy. The Void. I don't know if anyone's seen that one. It's like a not well older, I guess, early 2000s Canadian Lovecraftian horror. Takes place like in just a old rundown hospital, and it's just it really gets the tension up. Old zombie films. Yes, I have seen all of the George Romero and the remakes on VHS because I just want to age myself that badly. Wow. I really got to dye the hair on this in my beard here because this gray hair looking like I've got nothing on the sides is getting to annoy me on this camera. You and your son hating. Oh no, Daniel's not my son. Daniel was my best friend in college. My son's name is Bruce. He is 7 months old. He is not old enough to watch these movies yet. He doesn't really understand them. Although I will hope he will like them when he gets older. My wife loves the horror movies. Oh, hello, Maggie. Where you going, girl? Get your fat butt back here. My fat cat. But yeah, I love those kinds of horror movies. I suppose that's probably why I like. What am I painting? I am painting Custodian Guardian Wardens. I got these from my buddy Kevin's shop, Roddy's Creations in Red Deer, Alberta. He runs a cosplay and comic shop in Red Deer. Actually, I should plug. He's also got a Kickstarter up right now because he wants to do sci-fi based. He wants to do an addition to his shop where he has what is it? Sci-fi escape rooms. But yeah, he was a prop maker in for movies in Hollywood for a short while after he got out of the army. He did pyro, prop movies, firearms, stuff like that with movies. And now he runs a nice shop out in Alberta, and he is who I buy all of my Warhammer stuff off of because I'd rather support him than, buy it directly from G-Dubs. So I know I'm paying a little more, but who gives a shit? He's living his dream, and I love it when my friends live their best lives and get to do what they always wanted to do. And he does really, really great cosplay work. I wish he would do more cosplay work, but running his shop, he does not get a lot of time to do that anymore, which should be, that's, I guess, all the price we pay for success, right? Man, I have really got to get one of those freaking eye things where you can just put it over. Crusading fleet or fragments of battlefield fanfic, Primarch's having kids. That'd be an interesting concept because, wait a minute, didn't Fulgrim have kids even in lore? I'm pretty sure he had kids because did he have kids? I don't know. I know he had wives. Fulgrim had wives before the Emperor showed up. He had at least 2 wives on Chemos, if I remember correctly. I don't know if they retconned that yet, but at least as of 8. Gilliman was married once, I heard. You know what? That wouldn't surprise me either, and not the whole meme where he marries Yvonne in secret. Although those freaking comics from Idiot of the East are hilarious. Especially the Slaaneshi demon that won't leave the Emperor alone. Prepare for some high-impact sexual cuddling. Oh, yeah, I already painted his ass. And his ass. Not this one. Got to paint his ass. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, I definitely made this way too thin. This is bleeding all over the place. But the cape is going to cover it, so I am not too concerned. I am not a commissioned artist or a professional painter. I am just a 40-year-old dad of 3 who YouTubes on the side painting. And occasional tabletop gamer because all we had to play in Afghanistan because we couldn't bring our freaking, minis with us. We used bottle caps, rocks, and everything else. Showing the full-blown Eldar harem. And cats, Perturabo weaponized. So that doesn't surprise me. Had his kid during the slave rebellion. You know what? I guarantee you those gladiatrices would be probably the only ones with uteruses strong enough to take a Primarch's, you know, yeah. Or Latara. But I've got a feeling Latara would probably, Latara is probably a power top. Creedman in Paradise, when he goes to a peaceful place, works at a farm with a farm girl. You know what? I could definitely see Gilliman doing that. Gilliman just wanted to, what was it? The Pharaoh's planet. He wanted to just, thought about retiring. That would have been neat. But I'm pretty sure the Lion would have kicked him right square in the ass. So, who's favorite Primarch? I'll give you a guess to mine. It's definitely not Gilliman. Opens the concept to see the kids at 40K. Magnus's kid is leading the traitor children to fix her father. Lorgar's son had an existential crisis. Lorgar's son was probably busy getting bullied by Cor Phaeron. Or molested, one or the other. Because let's face it, Cor Phaeron was a shittier father than the Emperor. Goddamn weirdo. I really don't like him. Or Erebus. Fuck Erebus. And not that way. Mortarion. Mortarion is my second favorite Primarch. My first favorite is Peter Turbo. And not because he's a petulant man-child. I just like the look of him. He looks just like him in his armor with the Iron Circle just looks brutal. Like, he just, like, I know he is just absolutely just, like, mentally he's just a child. And I get that. But at the same time, he entertains me because he is, I'd say, the most pragmatic original Primarch or their female art counterpart. You know what? Take your best pick, because I like both. I won't explain myself. And I don't blame anyone for it either. I am not the degenerate I portray myself to be, I promise. It's all good, bud. This is, as I used to say at the beginning of every one of my videos, I don't take myself too seriously. Don't take anything I say seriously at all. And yeah, no seriousness here. Literally, tanks, snarks, memes, maybe. That's this channel in a nutshell. If I'm not making jokes or making memes about tanks or my favorite stuff in Warhammer or Halo or Bolos or BattleTech, what am I doing? Thanks, Dan. That is awful nice of you to say. You are an absolute legend, my friend. I definitely made too much black. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but you know what? Yeah, we are going to work. We'll put a little of that black. I already cleaned the brush off. Fuck it. Come back to it. Let's put some backs on these bitches. Or, no, actually, we got to do the second. We got to make more gold. I got to make more gold because I am losing it. Oh, we are having a fantastic time so far. I don't think I'm going to get this together tonight, but that is okay. We don't have to get it together tonight. We don't have to get it together at all, because I am not together in the least. We'll give it the old college try, though. Where's my gold stirring stick? Yeah, that's definitely a little thicker this time around. That should be good to do a final coat for the backs and legs. Probably should stop calling them pants because I'm probably going to piss some autist off. Reminded you of a nerdy Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, that's you're not the first person to say that. I've heard that literally all my entire life, and I'm cool with that. I'm 100% cool with it. I would lean into it. You can call me your discount Temu brand Mark Wahlberg, and I will give you the right on. Uh, Not the Super Series type. Yeah. The only thing that annoys me about Star Wars is it had so much potential to have so much cooler stuff if they had just taken 5 seconds to just give it some thought instead of saying, we're going to make World War II stuff in space. It's like, well, maybe let's just make some of that World War II stuff a little bit better looking. And I almost made that. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Using Vong, but we got the first order. You know what was the biggest disappointment about those final three movies? If I wanted to watch remakes of the first three movies, I'd have watched the first three movies to begin with. I didn't need to see new remakes of the original trilogy. That's all that final trilogy was. Is just remake, like right down to like the second movie. Instead of Hoth, instead of the cold, we're gonna fight in the desert. First one, instead of blowing up the Death Star, we're gonna blow up a planet that's a Death Star. Third one, we're gonna kill the Emperor again. It was a literal just almost. It was just a shitty remake of the original trilogy. They had so much potential, so much lore they could have gone with, and they did that to us. Like, and it's nothing to do with the actors. The actors worked the best they could with what they were given, but they were given shit. Like, absolute shit. Femlinus fulgrima or Lorgia. Yeah, Star Wars. You know, at least the prequel trilogy wasn't a remake of the original trilogy. They should have just swallowed their pride, bought Lucas in for the final three, and they could have ruled it. They could have just money printing machine, but they ruined it. The only good Star Wars movie in the last 20 years has been Rogue One. Only good Star Wars movie. Only good Star Wars show in the last 20 years. Clone Wars. Only, and the first two seasons of The Mandalorian. Yeah. Mara Jade and Luke Skywalker, love story between them, but no. Yeah. And the worst part about that was the fact that that idiot Poe had to utter the line, somehow Palpatine came back. That was the actual line he uttered. I couldn't believe it. I love The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2. When Luke Skywalker showed up, it was just like, yes! And he was like on fire. Like just owning it. And that was awesome. Season 3, I didn't watch because I don't know why. I didn't bother watching it. I thought they should have ended it after season 2, but that's just me. Yes, we all do love our muscle mommies. Oh, you know what? If I ever get the time, I'm gonna get a Sister of Battle army as well. Mandalorian Wars in the Old Republic also would have been awesome. Yuzong Vong, I think, should have been the way they should have gone, though. That they should have gone with that because, like, that would have just been because this, like, the galaxy got its shit pushed in, like, for a substantial amount of time because Force users couldn't do shit. Like, they were so, like, dependent on Force users that Li Zongbong showed up, they got the shit pushed in, and it was amazing. Like, oh, and it kind of upsets me we never got any good video games about that too, because that could have made some great video games. But instead, all we got were mods for Empire at War. Yeah. I hate TIE fighters. I don't know why. I hate TIE fighters. Every time I see them, I want to just slam. Empress of Mankind, not bad looking too. I'm going to take your word for it, bro. I will take your heretical word for it. Absolutely 100% all the time. Oh. So, the video I am working on this weekend, because you all decided to join me here tonight, you get the inside scoop. I am doing Who Could Beat 40K. It is going to be basically an anthology video. I am going to pick 4 or 5 different factions that I know could basically, in a full galactic scale conflict, could give the Imperium a thorough butt fucking. Just the Imperium, not everyone combined, because that's just insane. Was keeping alive Game Workshop? No, it's fan base. Games Workshop could go out of business tomorrow, and Warhammer 40K will continue on because of the fans. Period. Like, I didn't have a whole lot of exposure through like official GW bullshit for the first 10 years of my Warhammer, like me enjoying Warhammer 40K. Like, aside from the Codex, that was it. Wasn't buying issues of White Dwarf. I didn't read any of the Horus Harry. I didn't read any of the Horus Harry I said it again. Good job, Tony. Unfuck your tongue and speak correctly, please. The Horus Heresy novels until 2015. 2015 is when I first picked up, what was it? Horus Rising. Because I was laid over in an airport for 4 hours, and it was the only sci-fi book in one of those shitty little airport kiosks. I picked that up and I read it, and from there I was hooked. But yeah, I didn't get any exposure of any of that when I first started. It was all just with my friends, and they're just telling me tidbits about the lore that they knew. And us just basically making up campaigns as we were playing. Like, that was it. Those were the good old days when it was basically just imagination. Again, we basically, would take campaigns that somebody would pull off of the internet for the 10 minutes that we had every 2 weeks when we were in Afghanistan. We'd get little cardboard cutouts. We'd make terrain out of, whatever we could, and we'd play. And some of the guys brought their dice with them, which was pretty awesome. Trazen completed his collection, now travel across the franchise to collect artifact. You know what? That would be hilarious. Just Trazen showing up. That would also be badass. And we also played a lot of Warhammer 2 because our Xboxes were constantly breaking down because of the dust in Afghanistan. That was also a shitty time. Oh. Yeah, we spent a lot of time reading, but yeah, no, the first time I picked up books was in 2015, and then I went on a tear, just reading every Horus Heresy novel I could get my hands on. And then when I started working out in the oil patch for a short time, and then I was doing audiobooks, and I'd also do audiobooks when I did independent contracting for a while, because it was just like a lot of quiet time on ships, just doing nothing. So there's that. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'll keep my feelings on the politics of that to myself, because I just did what I was told, and I've got my own feelings on that. With the joy of hindsight, I guess you could say. You know, getting the shit kicked out of me by my government, and then getting told to go fuck myself. The good old days. The original GWAT, Global War on Terror. Because I was one of those idiots that signed up right after 9/11. Yeah, man, I hear you. Stole Excalibur, managed to assist in Reach because he just wanted to. You know what? That would be freaking hilarious. And I'd just like to see. I'd love to just see someone go back and take those Halo Waypoint and some of those other like CGI art, and would just like fan edit in Trace and just sneaking in and grabbing shit off the background. I know there's a couple of YouTubers that could do it, and probably like what's his name? Their Pancreas No Work. I bet you could do it. He's pretty good. His meme videos on 40K are just the shit. I love them. When you do your Warhammer versus the University Train, it is on the list, my dude. It is going to, like I explained last video, it's going to be in the tactical battles section. Remind you of the Necrons. And that is what they're going to spend a lot of their time being compared to, is the Necrons. Just in how I feel that they're going to deal with the Imperium. And I need to keep a lot of this quiet because I don't want to spoil all the videos or the scripts I'm working on in the background, because I, being a compulsive oversharer, will probably just do that because I've already been partaking in the devil's lettuce and having a great time talking with you guys this evening, just running my yap. But yes, they are coming up. I promise you, my friend, they are coming. Halo AI is not heretical. It's a copy of the human mind and not coded by human hands. Dumb AI, I guess, would just be considered like probably more or less a servitor, because it can't think for itself. It can only basically just operate based on what it's been given, which is also badass. Probably should paint the back of these too. I painted the whole one side of it to look gold, and then I completely forgot about the back of it. It's just gray still. Could probably get called out for some purist by that. Just gob that gold on there. Probably shouldn't put too much gold on. But yeah. Those are going to be good times. Looks good. Mechanicum would be interested in such a project. You know what? Depends on what part of the Mechanicum, because they're so busy fighting each other all the time, calling each other tech heretics, that I feel the next time someone finds an STC in universe, that they're all just gonna just lose it. So, does anyone here have any strong opinions on Grey Knights? And especially the new lore surrounding the Grey Knights? Because me, I'm a Grey Knights player. The Terminus Decree, yes. Who's got opinions on the Terminus? Yeah, Dan, the new Terminus Decree is, if the Emperor gets up off the throne, the Knights are supposed to put him back on it at all costs. That includes killing the Custodes, if necessary. And yes, suddenly the faction I love is getting hate from everybody. You know what? I understand why it was written, because And I think that it's going to be, mark my words, that if the Terminus Decree ever gets invoked, Caldor Drago shows up and tells the Grand Master to fuck off and not do it. Because the Terminus Decree was written when Magnus was supposed to do nothing and did that wrong and fucked up the Webway project. Because if he gets off the Golden Throne, that Webway split's going to open up and Demon's going to come flooding in. I just don't know why they just don't tape a bunch of blanks to the outside of that gate and hope to God that just works. Who, Drago's still alive? Oh yeah, Drago's still in the warp. He got cursed. He's not allowed to die. Because he killed some demon twice. That demon cursed him, dragged him into the warp, and now he spends his time screaming back and forth. Just showing up whenever. I think the last time he showed up in lore was Pandarax. Was the last time he showed up for any amount of time in the lore, was in Pandarax. Luna's defenses, Mars fleet, the Phalanx. Yeah, problem is the Grey Knights can basically bypass all of that because of their this fucking thing their ship broadcasts out when they move in and out of Titan's orbit. But yeah, they've got the Janissaries, Lucifer Blacks. Thank God they're getting an update and becoming a badass Imperial Guard unit again. So I'd love to get some. Yeah, 1,000 Grey Knights. Because that's the thing is, because the Sisters of Battle, or not, sorry, the Sisters of Silence fight with the Custodes. So they're not going to be able to get within like 100 feet. If the Grey Knights turned out to be heretical, I don't know what I would do, but I'm going to keep playing them because it's too expensive to get another army right now. I would cry inside every time, but I would still have fun. Who knows? Maybe I'd pull an Alfarius and say for the Emperor. Supercharged by the Emperor's own blood. Yeah, because they're technically the only legion that has the Emperor's gene seed. But the Custodes, and this is, I'm pretty sure the Custodes don't have any gene seed whatsoever. They're each individual creations. Yeah, cry inside. I will cry inside. You know, cry inside like a man in the dark with a beer in my hand. I'm gonna wake up and do it all over again. Oh, man. Good times had by all. All right, we are getting close. All right, we are about ready to slap some backs on these bitches. So I'm gonna just quickly clean off the brush here. And we're gonna glue some backs on. All right. Which one do I want to be which one is the shield captain? So shield captain is looking like that badass right there, but I need, nope, that's not it. That's not it. This one's it. Nope, that is not it either. Oh shit, which one's the captain here? There we go, it's this one. All right, perfect. We gotta glue this bastard on. I had to remember which one it is because the shield captain's the only one whose tabard goes in the other direction. I don't want to be screwing up like last week and glue them onto the wrong the wrong pair of pants again. I don't want to glue the shirt to the wrong pair of pants because I can't speak because words hard. Coffee. You know what? There wouldn't be any remnants of Thunder Warriors left were Gilliam in the 42nd millennium because the what was it? The last couple of Thunder Warriors. Oh Jesus, that was back in the Horus Heresy. Glued and painted models, yeah. Yeah, and I did it last week, Dan, without reading the instructions, and glued a lot of the wrong parts together and made an ass of myself. But I don't care because to me it's fun. And all I had to do was just pry them apart because I also used the wrong glue to put them together, and they came apart nice and easy. Okay. Boy and toy soldiers. Yeah, you know what? And I'll never change. Because as my wife is often fond of reminding me, I may play with plastic toy soldiers, but it's not hookers, it's not drugs, and it's not alcohol. And it's also something I can enjoy with my kids all the time because we paint together. Because if I start them young now, they won't have money for drugs later. They'll be too broke for it. And I'm okay with that. Remember, start your kids in hobbies young and they'll have no money for drugs later. All right. So the shield captain gets this special breastplate. It's going to get glued on there too. Give them Baneblade plush toys. I want one. I really do. Plastic crack. That is correct, my friend. It is plastic crack, and I love it. And I especially love that plastic crack dispenser right there, that little 3D printer, because that keeps my kids in enough models where I don't have to spend thousands. All right, let's get that on there. Oh, shit. Slipped. All right, I got to hold this awkward now because now I've got glue all over my fingertips. And yeah, if I touch this model again on my hand's going to get stuck to it because coordinated I am not. All right, we are getting there. And here's the front of his tabard. It's already his championship belt is painted and ready to go. I almost wanted to do a Hulk Hogan accent there. Put the belt on me, brother. Oh yeah, yeah. That the Zaku 2 in Gundam. At Lee Ka, did you watch the anime? The new well, it's not newish. It's newish. It's 2024, 2023. Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. Because that has got some great Zaku 2s in it. And it's absolutely crazy because it's all from, see my comment about transport franchise, multiple continuities. Don't worry, I can keep track of multiple continuities in my head. I have read the three body problem. Halo has got multiple timelines, and I can keep track of each one of the Star Trek timelines in my head. I know them a whole lot better. Multiple continuities isn't a problem for me. It is all good. You can send that link, and I will read the living shit out of it if you publish it. Maybe one day I'll get my own novel that I've written published, but we'll see. Template from the Zaku 2 since it's far future. I love the Zaku's in Gundam only because it is literally upsized soldiers because they've got freaking DP-12 machine guns with a big pan magazine and everything. They remind me of oversized what's that guy from Rainbow Six Siege. Oh shit, what's his name? The Russian. Oh, I can't remember the guy's name, but he's got that stupid helmet with the visor. Has the big DP-12 machine gun. But yeah, I always pictured them as upsized versions of him. Yeah, the Imperial Guard would absolutely love them. I don't know Gundam either. I'm not thinking of Gundam at the moment because I'm trying to remember that guy's name from Rainbow Six Siege, but I can't because I'm not there in the head at the moment. Okay, so we got that on, got that there. Let's do a little bit more brushing of some golds. Well, I've got that together so we can cover up that seam. Colony drop was like an orc rock drop. Yep, that is correct, my friend. That is absolutely correct. That's the one thing I do like is about the streaming is it's exposed a lot of people to not new, but exposed a lot of people to anime that they really wouldn't see. Like the Gundam stuff is really awesome. I like it. I don't have time to follow each of the individual universes in Gundam because again, that's just one of those things where it's like that's a young man's game. Yeah. My wife's friend's husband is a big Gundam fanatic. He actually collects and paints them. I just finished printing him the ZX-0 from Requiem for Vengeance for him to trim and paint up. Actually excited to see how he does with that. So that's the Shield Captain so far. I'm sorry that the resolution on my webcam is absolute potato, but it would not accept my cell phone camera to hook up to YouTube. So I am going to have to probably figure out something in the webcam department in the near future if I want to continue live streaming, but one problem at a time. I've got a technically 1080p right now. Who knows, maybe Amazon will have a Christmas sale. But yeah, so let's glue some more fronts on here. Well, I've got the glue out. Then we'll paint up some more seams because reasons. Come on, work with me. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Get that front on there. No, just shit the bed, Tony. That's okay. That's all right. Just shit. Oh, come on. Nope, that's not going to fit. All right, we're going to have to do a little trim section on that. I don't know why that's not fitting. We'll figure that out in a minute. Let's grab the other one, see if I can make that one fit first. Get that on there. That one doesn't fit really well either. What's going on here? Leaves a gap in his skirt, and I don't like that. No psychic plot armor, more the grit of the soldiers. Oh, sorry. Yeah, here. I'll hold the beginning of the shield captain right up to the camera. Come on. Aim. Focus, you damn Logitech piece of poo. There we go. So that's it so far. Getting there. Miss Kitten. I have a Kitten STL actually sitting queued up and that ready to go. Nice paint. Thank you for the compliment, my friend. All right, I got to figure out how to get these together because those two are not looking kosher. Okay, so that doesn't quite fit. It's not that one. It's not this one. Nope, that's not it. Oh, I really should have labeled these before fucking around with them, but what do I know? we're just going to make a mess of this. Hey, look, my beard hair got stuck in it. Right on. You've had a few. Don't worry, I've been taking hits off of Penn Griffey Jr., so. That's not right either. Nope. Oh no, what have I done? All right, so this is supposed to go here. This is, yeah. All right. That's, I've screwed up somewhere in the gluing process, and I'm just going to have to hold this together for a few seconds. Mythology of the Transformers. Yeah, please do that, man. That'd be awesome. Bugman's Brew. Not heard of it. But I am also not a drinker. I haven't had alcohol in... Holy shit. 12 years? And it's not because for any nefarious reasons or anything like that. It's just sometime in my 30s, my body decided that alcohol was just not bonita anymore. And if I looked at a beer even wrong, I wound up with a 5-day hangover. Also, not cool. Not a fan of hangovers. So, yeah, we're just going to hold that together for a minute and hopefully get it to set. I'm just going to hold that under the light there, and I guess we'll talk at the camera for a minute. False Hydra. All right. You know what? We are just going to... dang it. We're just going to have to do a little bit of... Come on. Not bonita at all. Where... break out the pen knife. Force some glue out of the crack. Glue my finger to the other side of the mini because reasons. And jam a little glue in that crack. Okay, I probably should stop speaking. Okay, so I glued his front on, but in doing that, do I like video games? I fucking love video games, Dan. Video games are absolutely the tits because they let you be the bad guy in fantasy because I cannot be the bad guy in real life because I've got a conscience. And being good is much better. But yeah, no, it's RimWorld. Yes, I have heard of RimWorld. Not played it, but I have heard of it. Seen some gameplay. I do RTS and grand strategy mostly, though. My FPS is limited basically to the Halo Master Chief Collection, Space Marine 1 and 2, and Titanfall 1 and 2, because, yes. If I get a chance, I would love to try it. It's just one of those things where I am only so many hours in a day, and as much as I'd love to, try a little of everything, it's not always in the cards for me personally. Why is that not matching up? Okay, there we go. It's supposed to be this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do those individually in a little bit because that one goes on that. Maybe we can glue these guys' backsides on now. Yeah, let's do that. A little bit of glue there. Come on. Yeah, we'll glue that right there. Absolute. Fuck me. There we go. Got it. Got to hold it in place and add more glue. Called the op mod that shot hundreds of motors from a single position. Yeah. I do love games with infinite replayability, which is probably why Stellaris is my absolute favorite. Hands down. Okay. All right. So I am going to put the tail on that. I just knocked all of my Custodes off, and I think I might have broken two. Wish me luck as I take a look. Oh no. And I didn't break it. It didn't break. You know what? We're going to take that as a win tonight. I am going to probably put a pin in this now because I've clearly imbibed too much to do this without probably breaking it. And we'll continue this on Sunday night. We're going to schedule another stream for Sunday night. I'll schedule it for after I put my kids to bed. And we'll keep painting Custodes. Until that, thank you all for joining me tonight. You're all legends. You're amazing. Thank you for just hearing me ramble, watch me paint, and generally just not take ourselves seriously. Y'all have a great evening. Enjoy this weekend. And I will see you guys on Sunday if you want to join me. See you soon. Hey, uh-oh. Oh, there we go. My mouse is... All right, take it easy, guys.